Which part
Mm.
of it did you have the emotional response to? Like, was there like if you play it through your head like a movie, like the
Hmm.
story, like which part of the movie, which scene of it was the one that you were like, ah,
I actually the whole thing.
okay.
Yeah, he was on the train and he was reading something he had read many times before, and that in itself, when I think about that, the whatever it is, the sun or the mountains and the rivers, the sun and the moon and the stars, or whatever it said, just basic things of nature that are sort of these seemingly permanent things, and things that I think of as like unliving, non-living things that are so different from like a human mind,
Hmm.
and they're the same. I feel like having some sort of understanding of their true identity with each other is something profound. And
Hmm.
of course you don't want to get all like narrowly logical and say, okay, so you're saying a mountain is thinking like I'm thinking now, like maybe, but also like no, that's not you're not really thinking the right way. But yeah, some kind of identification of those things as part of the story of this whole thing that moved me. And yeah, and then he started to realize it. I feel I can there's something that makes sense to me about this whole story of the building up of it. And then yeah, and so he starts to something flips or something in him. And then yeah, he goes home. He's still in ordinary life, but if this is almost like a myth. It's like he goes from the most ordinary thing, but there's this little voice from eternity, from the past, from a magical helper, from God or something that slips in there. And he has read it many times before. At first, it was he could have almost dismissed it, and then he could have thought of it as something like, oh yeah, that's what the teachers say, but that doesn't get to me at all. Or oh, this is it's the type of thing that might be plastered up on a wall somewhere because it's supposed to be important to us. And there's like I can imagine some kind of progression, and not a linear progression, of course, but and now it's sunk in, or whatever metaphor you want to use. And now he starts to cry because he sees it. He sees it. He sees it. He's starting to see it. And then, but he's still in ordinary life. He's still just, on a train in a suit, gets off the train, but it's kind of repeating now in his head. And I guess that is something of the myth of the koan too, right? Like it's to be repeated, but it's like a new experience or something like that. It's repeating, but it's not the same, or something like that. And then yeah, he goes home. He's still kind of, family life. His brother's over for like a visit. Kind of goes to bed with his family. And then yeah, I think soon after I think he went to bed like pretty late, like 11 or 11:30, and then soon after, yeah, he woke up and he's kind of groggy, but I almost imagine he's like of two minds at this point. There's the like you're saying, the thing coming up from below that woke him up, but he's also kind of groggy and just kind of like his normal, still in his normal state of existence, but it's starting to repeat. It's starting to repeat. It's a drum, and it's yeah, I think this is how I imagine it, and this is yeah, maybe there is a more emotional resonance here because it is kind of the climax of the story in a way. And it's yeah, it's repeating, and yeah, the sky opens up and he's like beating his fists and like just like overwhelmed, and it's like my God, like the things that they've been saying that I wanted to believe, but I didn't. And I pretty much believed, but I didn't know. I didn't know.
Hmm.
Uh, Even now, like I'm getting emotional, and this just resonates with me.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then especially yeah, the sky opens up, the empty sky opens up, and with 1,000 mouths, it laughs, and there's this dialogue. I think throughout this story, there's also a dialogue. Him with the text, him with his teacher, him with reality, him with his mind. And yeah, there's this resonance of the sky and himself. And yeah, like you mentioned, someone had later told him that the laugh that he laughed was inhuman, inhuman. And yeah, and then so yeah, they're trying to get him to calm down. They thought he went insane. It all makes sense to me somehow, just from things I've experienced a hint of, or slightly more than hint of once in a while, and things that I've read